Hey everybody, remember this? Yeah, that's me beating the hell out of the stub shaft, trying to get it unstuck from the wheel bearing. Well, today we got some parts. Let's fix that thing. We've got new ball joints upper and lower. We've got new steering knuckles, both sides. We've got new wheel bearings to put on this thing, and a junkyard stub shaft. So most of the parts I bought on Amazon. The stub shaft I bought on Amazon turned out it was the wrong one. Luckily, I ordered two. I found one on eBay, and it was the right one. I think they sent me one for a Dana 44. So today we're coming to you live. Kinda, not really, whatever. From inside our workshop. We cleared off the workbench and got to break out that brand new ball joint press. Now you can do this with a hammer and a socket. But why? If you don't have one of these things, just go rent one. It makes this so much easier. The ball joint press works great. I did find that it worked a heck of a lot better if I screwed it down fast so that it didn't slop all over the place. And an extra set of hands never hurts either. You get these things pressed on pretty quick. They go on nice and smooth. And if you run these on and they're super tight, you gotta check and make sure you didn't run one of the bearings over when you were tightening it down. Sometimes you're putting those caps on and they just fall over a little bit and they sit on the top of the cap, and then you press this thing together and you go to wiggle it and it don't move. They'll be a little tight when you first start. You just gotta tap them a little bit and then they free up, and if they move freely, they're all right. You can see this thing moving around on the workbench. It is free. It is not sloppy. Everything's nice and tight, but it moves freely. That's what you want. Time to go slam it in. Now when you're doing this, you don't want to get anything on the splines on the back end. You got to make sure everything's nice and clean. And when you're sliding it in, you don't want to damage your inner seal. So you can see we put outer shaft tube seals on this. And then on the inside, there's a rubber seal. As you press this thing into the differential, you don't want to push too hard and break that rubber seal. Now, these outer seals, that you can get them on Amazon, they're like $20. They kind of help guide it in there and keep it straight, but you got to push down on that axle a little bit to keep it up in the air, and as it gets closer, you'll feel when you push past that seal, and then you start hitting the splines. It takes a little oomph to get it in there. Now it's time for that wheel bearing. Just like last time, I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize on these shafts just so they don't freeze up on you. Trust me, you're in the woods, it breaks, that baby's going to come apart. Also going to hit the studs with a little bit of anti-seize. Not as much, just a little bit on the first couple threads, just so that it gets in there, and that'll help break it apart next time, because trust me, it's going to have to come apart again one day. You're going to break something. You're going to upgrade something. Just a little bit of anti-seize goes a long way. Alright, now it's time for that nut. And we are using the German torque specs again. It never gets old, folks. Guten tight. Very guten tight. Yeah, we're going to hammer this thing down, and of course I want you to do it the right way, so look up those torque specs, or just use the impact gun. Run this thing down, throw the Castle washer on it, throw the cotter pin in it. Done. Oh, let's get the jack out. Oh, what is that? Yeah, that's the Badlands 3-ton off-road jack. It's amazing. Look at how effortlessly it rolls. And it will roll. So if you're jacking something up on pavement, concrete, and you're not flat and level, chalk a wheel. That whole damn vehicle is going to roll. This thing will just go. So do I want Harbor Freight to put a brake on this thing? No. It's fine just the way it is. Buyer beware. It will roll. Okay, rotors on, brakes, calipers, jack down. Time for a test drive. And we got pretty lucky. Steering wheel was pretty straight. 0 death wobble. Definitely needs some shocks. But, it'll get a lift kit one day. We'll do that later. Handled pretty good for everything. Everything's nice and tight. Managed to throw a little gas in it, and yeah, ethanol free. It's a 91 4.0, folks. That's all she's getting. And it runs pretty good. Okay, everybody. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for watching. You guys are great. Go anywhere. Do anything. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? All those shiny parts. See you next time.